Malpractice at Gray Surgical Clinic. 14 inpatients lose their lives. Holy shit. Pearls? Where were you and what were you doing when the murder happened? Nope. Alright then. Why don't you tell me about your sister's fatal accident? Oh! The answer is fuck you. That girl was hospitalized about half a year ago. Pearls said she found this key inside the incinerator. This is from Maya's costume. I think you get the picture. I'm going to serve you a slice of humble pie. I hope you enjoy it. But we have one big problem on our hands. Why would Morgan want to kill Dr. Gray? Why would she have to? Don't you see? Take a look around. Finally, my chance has come. I've waited for this day for so long. That's right. Prepare yourself, dear Misty. Hello and welcome back. This is Queen 3210 and we are about to proceed with the next trial for Justice for All. So, it turns out Innie Minnie isn't as innocent as she'd like us to believe, and she's not nearly as stupid for that matter either. Morgan has apparently gone down to speak to the police. Either she's being detained or she's being pulled as a witness. Either way, she's also involved in this somehow. And I seem to be a little bit ahead of the game against Phoenix. So hopefully he'll get his head out of his ass and figure it out in time to actually be of some use. June 22nd, 9:51 a.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. Nick? Yeah? Did you know that Von Karma's daughter's only 18? Just like me? Yeah. Why? I was just thinking about how strong she is. I mean, she's been in Germany all this time all by herself, and she's so grown up. Yeah. And I'm sure she felt a lot of pressure from her father's reputation. And then you look at me and, well, I'm the daughter of the master, but I'm still just a little girl. And on top of that, I'm the suspect in a murder trial. But I think you're really strong too, Maya, for all you've gone through.
Good morning. The two of you look like you're doing well today. I'm happy for you. Hey, morning, Pearly. You'll be safe today, Mystic Maya.
Huh? What do you mean?
My mother is coming today to show her support. Yeah, that's right, Pearly.
Doubtful. Hey, Pearls.
Yes, Mr. Nick?
Do you think you could do me a big favor? Could you channel Mia today, too?
Huh? I was sort of hoping to sit in the audience today and watch.
Please. It's very important to me. I don't feel confident enough to win without her.
Mr. Nick, that is enough. You can't show weakness in front of the person you love. Pearly, not this again.
Please, can you do this for us, Pearls?
All right. I'll do it. I'll do it for Mystic Maya's sake. See you later, then. I'll leave you two to your alone time.
Phew. Thank goodness.
Nick?
This way, Pearls won't be able to see today's trial.
Well, what do you mean? What's going on?
Your aunt's kind of a bitch. June 22nd, 10 a.m., District Court, courtroom number 2. Court is now in session for the trial of Maya Fey. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Let us start already. Mr. Phoenix Wright, I look forward to tonight's news with great joy. The image of your defeated face will be transmitted all over the world. All over the world, huh? Sounds like you've made quite a name for yourself, Phoenix. Don't be foolish, you foolish fool wearing the foolishly foolish clothes. The famous one is me. I'm the prodigy who has never lost a case since becoming a prosecutor 5 years ago. Naturally, the world's eyes are on me as I conduct my first trial in this country. Uh-huh. That's nice, Miss Von Karma. Glad to see you're in such good spirits today, Miss Faye. It's true what they say. Women really are scary when they fight. Now then, a very interesting theory has presented during yesterday's session. That the defendant could have left the channeling chamber, correct? Yes. And this key is proof of that. This key, the only key to the channeling chamber, was not where it should have been. Your Honor, I would like to say one thing before we begin. All right. Let's hear it. The prosecution has determined that from the time of the murder to the time of the arrest, the defendant did indeed leave the room at one point. What? But, Miss Von Karma, then how do you explain this picture? Are you saying then that the person in this picture is not the defendant? I never said that it wasn't the defendant. Then what is the meaning of this? All I am saying is that Maya Fey, after killing the victim, did leave the room. And I believe that it is when she dropped this key. Can you substantiate your claim? Isn't that what I'm here for? The prosecution would like to call the defendant's aunt, Morgan Fey, to the stand. Just as I suspected. Aunt Morgan. Poor Mia. She seems really torn by this. Witness! Name and occupation. My name is Morgan Fey, and I am a spirit medium in a manner of speaking. I'm sorry, but what do you mean in a manner of speaking? I don't think anyone here really cares. Now then, after the murder took place, you kept watch over the defendant, correct? Yes, that is correct. I performed the spirit severing technique on Mystic Maya then. Spirit severing technique? A technique to remove a spirit from a body and send it back to the other world. That is... Yes, that is... You be quiet. You held in contempt.
That's disrespectful.
Now, witness. Something happened while you were performing this technique, correct? Yes, that is correct. What in the world could have... Mystic Maya, she escaped from the room. What? And here we come to the heart of the matter. Maya Fey, while in possessed state, managed to escape from the channeling chamber. Order! 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 Miss Fey, please testify to this court what happened during that time. Your Honor, I will try my best. I think someone just upped the ante on this trial. After we heard the gunshots, those two broke the door down and entered the chamber. I requested that Mr. Wright and the other lady please contact the police. A pistol was hanging from Mystic Maya's hand, and she was in a daze. Then, quite suddenly, she thrust me away from herself and escaped from the room. With great strength, she hit the base of my neck, and I fainted for a short while. I'm afraid I have no knowledge of whether she went where she went after that. And then she just came right back? Why have you hidden this until now? I did not wish to cause more trouble for Mystic Maya. However, I must correct falsities when they arise. That's right. She is simply correcting a falsity, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Why is she making it a point to take a stab at me? Never mind.
Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please.
My aunt is a very smart and sly woman. It's going to be hard for us to find a crack in her testimony. After we heard the gunshots, those two broke down the door and opened the chamber. Just now, you said those two. Who were the two people you were referring to? I was referring to that foreign lady and yourself, good sir. Lotta's not a foreigner, despite how she talks. Oh, is that so? I'm sorry. I simply could not understand her atrocious English, not to mention she looked awful. I can already see people in Heartland gearing up for a riot. In any case, I have already sent the repair bill to your office, Mr. Wright. Oh, thanks.
What did you do after that, Miss Fay?
I requested that Mr. Wright and the other lady please contact the police. Was it really necessary to have two people do something so simple as to call the police? If there was a possibility of escape, then one of us should have stayed behind.
Yes, that is a very good point.
At the time, I myself was a little confused. On top of which, there was another.
Another what, madame?
Oh, it's nothing. No need to concern yourself.
I want to hear the end of that sentence.
There was another reason you wanted both of us out of that room, wasn't there? You must testify. Why did you chase us out of the room? I simply did not wish for there to be more victims. The lives of both the good sir and that camera woman may be in danger, is what I thought to myself.
Well, that was very noble of you, Miss Fay.
This is bad. Now people have a good impression of her and a bad one of us. Looks like she caught us napping. That's my aunt for you.
Are you satisfied, Mr. Wright? Miss Fay, please continue.
A pistol was hanging from Mystic Maya's hand, and she was in a daze. During our investigation, you stated that you struck the defendant on the head. And this strike caused Maya to lose consciousness. Do you stand by the statement? I'm afraid I don't. That statement I gave you was a lie. But why would you lie about something like that? It is very painful for me to say this, however. The witness was lying to cover for the defendant. She was covering for Maya? So you were covering for the defendant? Well, yes. It was only later that I was informed of what had occurred. That the renegade Mystic Maya had done something very unexpected.
So something unexpected? What, pray tell, did she...
Ooh! This witness didn't and couldn't have seen what had happened. If you want to know more about what this unexpected thing was, there is always later.
Yes, very well.
Ugh, why does it suddenly feel like there's a rock in the pit of my stomach? Why is Francisca suddenly talking with a somewhat Irish accent? Now, witness, continue with what happened. Then, quite suddenly, she thrust away from me. She thrusted me away from herself and escaped the room. Was it really that easy for her to escape from you? I'm ashamed to admit to such a thing, however. Yes. And you're physically larger and stronger than the defendant. There's no way she could have escaped from you so easily. Have you forgotten already, Mr. Phoenix Wright? What about this picture? Remember that at the time, the defendant was not physically Maya Fey. Ack!
Growing old is such a mysterious thing. Trust me, I know firsthand.
Basically, Mystic Maya's body was still that of the nurse she had called.
But if she had run away, wouldn't you have given chase right away?
Well, yes, I would have. However, with great strength, she hit the base of my neck, and I fainted for a short while.
You fainted?
I became dizzy, and then collapsed onto the floor.
How long were you unconscious?
I am not sure. About 10 minutes, perhaps.
And the defendant almost certainly went somewhere in that time.
Happy. Witness, elaborate on that point for us. I'm afraid I have no knowledge of where she went after that.
Is that because you were unconscious?
Why, yes.
Great. Well, now what? So while you were unconscious, you have absolutely no idea where the defendant went.
I would think that's obvious, good sir.
If that's true, then how can you know for sure that a defendant left the channeling chamber at all? Now that you mention it, I have to wonder that myself.
It's true that this witness was not able to confirm this. But the key word here is this witness.
What do you mean by that?
It means she has another witness up her sleeve. That's what. It looks like Miss Von Karma is ready to move on to her next witness.
That's enough! From what I can tell, there is nothing wrong with this witness's testimony. And from what she has said, she can establish that Maya Fey did leave the chamber. I hope this isn't going to come back and bite us in the butt.
Now, let's take the next logical step and ask, where did the defendant go after leaving the channeling chamber?
Yes. That is exactly what— Ah!
Be quiet, you! Stop assaulting the judge.
Why you gotta be so mean?
Now then, what the escapee had done was she had gone to speak with a certain person.
She went to speak with someone? Well, who was that?
The prosecution calls Miss Eeny Meeny, who was sleeping in the side room at the time.
Eeny Meeny?
I think you can see where this is headed.
They're each other's alibis.
Witness, name and occupation. Okay, so my name is like Eeny Meeny. I'm like researching like parapsychological stuff at the university.
What is this parapsychology?
Let's see. It's like, I guess, most people call it occult stuff.
Even if that's what most people call it, I can't say I understand what that means.
Then I suggest you go home and research it yourself.
Yes, sir.
Now then, Miss Eeny Meeny, after the murder took place, you spoke with the defendant, Maya Fey. Is this correct? I guess. If that's the case, then let us hear your testimony. That is all right, isn't it, Your Honor?
Yes, sir.
For the love of all things good, Your Honor, have some spine. For my sake. Like, when the channeling started, I was, like, sleeping in the side room. Like, a little later, someone came into the room, like, really suddenly. It was like, oh my god, totally my sister. I, like, hadn't seen her in, like, so long. I was so happy in, like, a sad way. My sister, she, like, told me something, like, totally terrible.
Now, hold on, your horses, young lady. You're saying this person that entered was your sister? Don't you mean the defendant, Maya Fey?
Really, no, Your Honor. Maya Fey was still in the middle of channeling at this time.
Are you saying that the spirit was the spirit of this witness's sister?
Yes, Mimi Minnie. She was a nurse at Dr. Gray's clinic.
Oh. Well, this is...
Witness. In your testimony, you mentioned a terrible thing. Why don't you tell the court what this terrible thing was? I'm sure we'd love to hear about it. Do I totally, really have to? Of course.
Miss Minnie, please.
My sister, this is what she said to me. That was no accident. I was drugged with sleeping pills. I was murdered by that person. That's why I took my revenge. It's only fair, isn't it? Any?
She took her revenge? Are you sure that's what she said?
Yes. There, are you satisfied, Your Honor?
I still can't believe it. I can't believe that a spirit would go so far as to use a medium to get revenge.
It is a bit hard to swallow. However, all the evidence and testimonies point to this as the truth. The end.
What do you think, Mr. Wright? It certainly seems like all the loose ends are accounted for.
This testimony just now, was it all made up? Was it just one huge lie? Of course it was, Phoenix.
Yeah? What do you mean?
It's well constructed, but that's all it is. But even the most well-spun lies can be undone. We can do it, Phoenix. Let's find that one loose thread and unwind this tapestry of lies.
Your Honor, there is room for doubt, so the defense will cross-examine this witness. We believe that our cross-examination will reveal the real truth behind this murder.
Yet again, the foolish fool spouts more foolishly foolish drabble. I wonder if you'll make this one more entertaining than the last. When the channeling started, I was sleeping in the side room.
Was that because of your sesame allergy, was it?
That's right. I think there were sesame seeds in the lunch they served that day. I had this premonition that it was going to totally be a seedy day. Yes, indeed.
I see.
Am I the only one who missed the boat here?
Anyway, so you were taking a nap. Did something happen while you were sleeping?
Excuse me. A little later, someone came into the room, really suddenly.
Do you know the time?
Maybe a little before 11 a.m.? Something like that, I think.
11 a.m.?
Yeah, my stomach is totally ready for, food. Wait a minute. She had sesame seeds for lunch, but it's 11 a.m.
No, I think you misunderstood me. I'm not asking what time it is now. I meant, what time was it when the someone came into your room?
Oh, so, that's what you meant? You should have been, more clear about that.
Sorry. My bad.
No, it's okay. It's really...
That's it? Why'd you stop mid-sentence?
Did I? So, what was I talking about again?
Never mind. Witness, about this person who entered the side room.
I was oh my god! Yeah, totally my sister. Are you absolutely sure?
I guess?
You guess? Was it or was it not your sister who entered?
Like, I don't know.
I mean, like, I totally don't know your sister at all, Mr. Smith. First off, my name is not Mr. Smith. Second, I am an only child. But more than that, she's managed to mess up the question with her answer.
Well, Mr. Wright,
The defense rests. Well, that was a colossal waste of our time. Now then, witness, how did you feel when you saw Miss Minnie? Like, I hadn't seen her in like so long. I was so happy in like a sad way. You were happy in a sad way? Yeah, like, I mean, it was my sister. But wouldn't most people react here with surprise at seeing a dead loved one alive again? But like, maybe if I was like someone who didn't know about it, like the occult, but I like know all about the Karain channeling technique. The point here is the witness immediately recognized that it was her sister. Yeah, like what she said. Should I drop this line of questioning? Nope. So you really didn't think anything strange of the whole encounter? No. Like, there wasn't any reason for me to, like, think anything was strange. But... Ow! Don't keep badgering her! You know the phrase objection. Could you maybe try using that once in a while?
Mr. Wright, this question of what the witness felt when she saw her sister, is it really that important?
Oh, it is. It is very important, although I haven't quite figured out what it is yet. But I've got to bluff for now and make it seem like I know what I'm talking about.
All right, Mr. Wright. Miss Minnie, please amend your testimony.
Like, okay. I'm like totally cool with that. I wasn't like scared at all, but like her costume looked totally like normal. That was a very well spun lie, Miss Innie. Huh? What are you babbling about this time, Mr. Phoenix Wright? It's well constructed, but that's all it is. Stealing my lines now, are we, Phoenix? Miss Minnie, may I remind you of what you just said? You said that there was nothing strange about your sister's appearance. Like, yeah, and... But I don't think that's what you were thinking at all. Take a look at this picture. This is a picture of the sister you met. I would think that even you would be surprised if someone appeared before you like this. The blood spray. Miss Minnie, why did you not include the blood you saw in your testimony? If you were really testifying and not lying, you would have noted it right off the bat.
Order! Order! Miss Minnie, what is the meaning of this? Miss Minnie?
I'm thinking! Don't interrupt me!
But if...
And what are you stammering about, Your Honor? That witness, her personality did a complete 180 there. Lots of people do that when they get on the stand, though. First of all, calm yourself, witness. Like, I'm sorry, I, didn't mean to stop. Now, hurry up with the testimony.
If you please. Ugh, the judge still looks a little shaken up. A lot of help he's gonna be.
Like, the side room was, kind of dark, you know? So, the the costume is like purple, right? The blood totally blends right in. And I like persuaded my sister it wasn't like right to do something like that. And then like I took my sister to the channeling chamber.
Yes, now I see. And you have given us a clear reason for why you didn't notice the blood.
Did she though? You think? Like, thanks, Gramps.
Are you satisfied, Mr. Wright?
Nope.
All right, I guess not. Very well. You may question the witness.
Like, the side room was like kind of dark, you know?
Really? Because I thought it was pretty bright inside that room.
Don't push your subjective opinions onto this court. Like, that's right. Excuse me, but how is my statement any more subjective than Miss Minnie's? You are such a hopeless cause, witness. You may feel free to ignore this trite little man. Like, okay. Ugh, can't breathe. Let me out of here. So, like, the costume is, like, purple, right? The blood totally blends right in. You didn't see the blood? Like, yeah. But she must have had the gun in her hand at that time as well. That's, Are you going to tell me next that you didn't notice the gun either? I, like, totally didn't. All I was looking at was, like, her face. Continue. I, like, persuaded my sister it wasn't, like, right to do something like that. Huh? And what was your sister, Miss Minnie, like at the time? Well, she was, like, totally flipped out because she just shot Dr. Gray. But I think, like, she knew. She, like, said she did something really bad. And, like, she said she wanted to go with me to, like, apologize to Miss Morgan. Did Mimi's spirit really say all that to you? Like, yeah. And then, like, I took my sister to the channeling chamber. Was your sister calm by that time? Like, I guess so. I guess maybe, like, taking her revenge on Dr. Gray, like, made her feel a lot better. I'd like to feel a lot better too, Mr. Phoenix Wright. The sooner, the better. She says with her whip at the ready. And, like, Miss Morgan was the only one in the channeling chamber, you know? May I ask you one more thing, Miss Minnie? Like, sure? Was there anything you found strange, unusual, or just out of place? Something out of place? Huh? Like, when do you mean? When? When you... When you were going to the crime scene, I would assume. I'm talking about when you were going to the channeling chamber, of course. Like, no, nothing strange. She answered rather quickly. Now what? Think harder. I know you can remember something. I, like, totally can't. That's not good enough. You have to explain yourself clearly to this court.
Do you think, Mr. Wright, that whether or not there was something odd in the way to the channeling chamber is all rather important?
Yep. I ask because it is very important. Not that I know where I'm going with this.
Very well. Miss Minnie, if you will please include a statement about this in your testimony.
Like, I don't get why, but okay. I, like, didn't see anyone on the way to, like, the channeling chamber. Oh, didn't you? I finally found the fault. Or I guess in your case, the crack in your perfect lie. Take a look at this urn. Like, urn? There are cracks. Do you see them? So? Like, what does that prove? Who cares about some worn-out old urn? Like, yeah, I already, said I didn't, see anyone on the way to the channeling chamber. I didn't, totally say anything, about, an urn, did I? Looks like you still don't understand. I propose that if you had really been walking along the winding way at that time, there was no way you could have not seen this person. I'd like to introduce someone to you. This is Miss Morgan Fay's daughter, Pearl Fay.
Yes, and how is this small child relevant?
It just so happens that at the time of the murder, Pearl was playing in the center garden.
Oh.
And she just happened to break this urn.
Oh.
Oh! But wait, she broke the urn? Yep. She accidentally knocked it over with her ball. And Pearl was the one who put it back together. While sitting right in the middle of Winding Way. What? Miss Minnie? Pearl was there in the Winding Way at the time. She was hard at work, putting the pieces of the urn back together, you see. If you couldn't see that while you were walking, I'd have to declare you legally blind. I think I have sufficiently proven one thing, Miss Minnie. You are a masterful liar.
Mr. Wright, you need to watch what you say.
The one who needs to watch what she says is the witness. So, Miss Minnie, tell us the truth. About what? About what? About where you really were at the time of the murder, of course. The witness just testified about that. But that's right. I was sleeping in the side room. Can I really believe her? Was she really sleeping in the side room? Nope. Your lies end here. What do you... The witness says that during the actual murder, she was asleep in the side room. And I say that's not possible, because there is clearly a contradiction here.
A contradiction? Where is this contradiction?
It is in her testimony. Earlier in your testimony, Miss Minnie, you made the following statement. Miss Morgan was the only one in the channeling chamber, you know. It's true that at the time, both myself and Miss Hart were not there. We had gone to call the police. So, what does that, have to do with anything? It's very simple. Miss Minnie, how did you know that fact? How? I can see that Miss Fay was the only person in the channeling chamber. However, someone who was asleep in the side room could not have known that. Which means, Miss Minnie, you did in fact go to the channeling chamber. But you didn't go there by way of the Winding Way.
But look at the Manor's guide map. If one were to go between the side room and the channeling chamber, it would have to be used the Winding Way.
Yes, that's right, Your Honor. Which is why I asked this very important question. Where was the witness at the time of the murder? Miss Minnie, please answer the question. Don't ask a question off of baseless assumptions, if you please. Well, I suppose since you put it out on the table, Mr. Phoenix Wright, you might as well answer the question for us. Where was the witness at the time of the murder? Now's your chance, Phoenix.
Yeah.
The only person who could have killed Dr. Gray was Innie Minnie. So now it's time to prove it.
Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear your answer. Where was the witness when the murder took place?
Get over here. Miss Minnie was here, of course.
Oh, but that's the channeling room.
Isn't that the crime scene? That's right. Miss Minnie was at the scene of the crime.
Order! That's what...
Mr. Phoenix Wright, have you lost your mind? Yesterday's testimony established that only the victim and the defendant were in the chamber when the channeling started.
Yes, that is correct. Please explain yourself, Mr. Wright.
Simple. Miss Innie Minnie was hiding at the scene of the crime. I was hiding? Where? Like, where was I hiding? Right here. Here, of course.
Behind the folding screen.
Ah! Don't make me say this again. Yeah, recall yesterday's testimony. There ain't no way anyone was hanging out behind that folding screen. See, you stupid jerk! Quit being so quick to pin it on me, slimeball.
Now, Miss Minnie. One so young as you shouldn't be saying.
Shut it, Grimes! As if you know exactly how old I am.
I'm sorry.
Looks like the pipe's about to burst. Guess I should help it along. The witness was hiding behind the folding screen with the help of this. Miss Minnie, how you were able to hide yourself at the scene of the crime is very simple. You were hiding inside this box. Ah! That tiny little box? No person could fit in that. Sorry, but your theory has already been disproved. Lotta disproved you when she was hiding from me in it. But that clothing box was in the side room, right? Which means it has nothing to do with the murder at all. That's right. I was sleeping there, so I should know. That clothing box was there in the side room the whole time.
Mr. Wright, do you think you can prove where the clothing box was at the scene of the time?
Yes I can. And now I present the piece of evidence that will prove this clothing box was at the scene of the crime when the murder took place. I'm gonna say the folding screen, actually. Take a look at this clothing box. You're so stupid. As if there's any sort of evidence in that old thing.
This? What on earth?
Oh! I don't have time for you to sit there surprised. Hurry up and say it already.
There's a hole about 8 inches off of the ground.
A hole 8 inches off of the ground. Where have we heard that before? The folding screen. It had a hole in the same height. That's right. I hope this has opened your eyes to what happened. At the time of the shooting, the clothing box was sitting behind the folding screen, which is why the bullet from the pistol hit both the box and the folding screen. It went through the screen, then into the box. Miss Minnie, you were hiding behind the folding screen, waiting for your chance. Yes, for your chance to kill Dr. Gray.
Order! So what are you saying is...
That Mr. Phoenix Wright, what about this picture? Are you saying that the person in this photo is Miss Innie Minnie? That is exactly what I am saying. Miss Innie Minnie, you were hiding inside this clothing box all along. And you wore a medium's costume to masquerade as Maya Fey.
To masquerade as Maya Fey?
She had a plan from the very beginning. She would kill Dr. Gray and pin the blame on my client.
No! Stop!
I can't stand to listen to any more of this foolishness. If that's the case, Mr. Phoenix Wright, then I have a proposition. This whole idea that the witness moved the clothing box to the crime scene, pretending to be the defendant, killed the witness, and then fled the scene of the crime, is not possible for one person to do all by itself.
I mean, I'm sure it's possible if you were to try.
Ow! I don't want to hear if. If you're going to give me if, then give me some more proof along with it. Where did Innie Minnie get the costume then? How about the wig?
I wasn't talking about that exact point. I meant people, humans. If we want to do something bad enough, then... That's enough! Beyond simply proposing that it is possible for one person to commit this crime, it is the duty of a lawyer to back up his or her claims.
Yeah, it's your duty!
If you can't do that, then your proposal falls flat.
Yeah, it totally falls flat. Why? Why do you have to hurt me so? It's all right, Phoenix.
Huh?
It isn't possible for one person to commit this crime, but...
Ah, that's right. That is absolutely right.
As I drop shit again, because of course I do.
It really is impossible. For one person to do all the preparations, that is.
Ow! Need I remind you, the foolish receive no mercy.
But wait! Miss Von Karma, you said it was not possible for one person, correct?
What? You can't be serious.
Miss Minnie, you had an accomplice. And that accomplice is the aunt!
This person?
If it wasn't someone from the Karain village, you couldn't have gotten the costume. And if it wasn't someone from the Fey household, you couldn't have had that box to use.
Morgan. Fey?
Isn't that the wonderful lady witness we had earlier? What do you have to say to this, Miss Minnie? You shot Dr. Gray with your own two hands. Do you deny it? I think this is what really happened. The murderer had planted herself at the scene of the crime long beforehand. Dressed in a medium's costume and wearing a wig, she pretended to be the defendant. And then, the channeling started. The murderer crept silently towards the other two, both of whom had their eyes closed. First, she drugged Maya Fey with a strong sleeping agent. Then, she stabbed Dr. Gray with the knife. Next, she hid my client inside of the clothing box. She did that so she could take Maya's place and frame her for the crime. But that's when something unexpected happened. Unexpected? Yes. Dr. Gray was actually not yet dead. With the last of his strength, he fired a shot at his attacker. And that is why the hole in the folding screen was so low to the ground. The murderer then took the gun from Dr. Gray After that, you and the other lady thought to break into the room. Yes, a gunshot is certainly something you wouldn't expect to hear. Which is why, upon hearing the shots, we forced our way into the channeling chamber. Miss Minnie, she immediately covered her own costume with blood. And pretended to be Maya Fey.
that sort of deception would have been easy to see through. Which is precisely why Miss Morgan Fay chased us out. Please leave this area to me. Go quickly and inform the police. Hurry, before there are any more victims here.
Well, what is one supposed to say?
This is the real truth behind this murder.
Who's that? Who is that laughing at a time like this?
Ah! Oh, you simple-minded fool. I'm sorry. Are you still by chance involving?
Well, what is it this time? Miss Von Karma? Surely.
Of course it was me. Do you really think someone of Von Karma blood would lose due to something this petty? What in the world? Mr. Phoenix Wright, your argument is flawed in one very crucial area. And that is, if this witness is the real murderer, why would she go through all of this trouble?
Are you fucking shitting me?
Working together with a medium, pretending to be one, putting one on this whole art. What reason would she have to do such foolish things? Eh? Well, that's the... Yeah, that's right. That's exactly what I was going to say. Oh, and one other thing. Why would Miss Eenie Meenie want to kill Dr. Gray? Where is her motive? Oh, that? Her sister was drugged. Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to say, too. Yeah, motive. I don't have a motive. Motive? That's... Can't say she has no motive here. I have to think of a motive now. What is her reason for wanting Dr. Gray dead? The reason you wanted Dr. Gray dead is simply because she caused the death, right? It's the clipping, right? Yeah. Nope. Ha! Just as I thought. You bore me with your silly answers, Phoenix Wright. Just great. Now even she's calling me by my full name. You think I did this to get revenge for my sister's death? Yes. Because through that accident, you suffered a lot of hurt and pain yourself. Don't be stupid. No one has proved that Dr. Gray drugged my sister, right? And you want to say I wanted to take revenge based on nothing?
Well, what do you mean by that?
Senile, stupid Grams. I'm, going to explain, so, please listen, okay? It's been over half a year since I was discharged from the hospital. If I, wanted revenge, then, I wouldn't have waited this long.
Yeah, you would have.
And size. The guy that I thought of the spirit thing was, Dr. Gray. It was, a total coincidence he asked me about it, you know?
She's back to her airhead persona. However, you see...
Ouch! Pathetic, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You failed to support your own theory. Did I, though? The end.
I think we have had our answer, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What Miss Minnie has stated is very true. The revenge plot is overly complicated, and she has no motive in the first place. Excuse you. Furthermore, there is no reason for Miss Morgan Fay to cooperate with this plan. Excuse you. You don't even have any truly decisive pieces of evidence to demonstrate your point.
So many faults, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You should really learn your place.
Ugh. What happened? I thought I had her for sure.
see, it's just as I, told you. I hope you liked your slice of humble pie.
Very well. I now conclude the cross-examination of Miss Minnie Minnie.
Yep. Your Honor, please, allow the defense 1 more minute.
All right.
Can't lose here. Have faith in yourself, Phoenix. Mia? Yes, it does sound like a ridiculously messed up plan for a murder. But, you know, regarding that girl trained for this crime. Regardless, that girl trained for this crime. Really? Listen, Phoenix. Everything happens for a reason. There is a reason for why she had to kill Dr. Gray. And it's also the reason she had no choice but to kill him in this fashion.
Time is up, Mr. Wright. Your final answer, please. If you want to say that you can prove Miss Minnie had a motive, then why did she kill the victim in this way? Can you provide the reason?
Can I? Can I really do this? I mean, yes, we have to. I am not totally confident here, but I know that I must press on no matter what. That's right, Phoenix. Only you can do this now. I will show and substantiate the fact that Miss Minnie had a motive. Too bad, you're too late. My cross-examination has already ended after all. Interesting. I'll let you have your chance, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What? You're supposed to be on my side. Ah! A bomb karma only cares about the perfect win. As long as you have the will to fight, I will knock you down, Mr. Phoenix Wright. And I don't care if you are my witness. So help me, I will throw you out of my way. No way!
Very well. The court will take a 5-minute recess. We will continue the cross-examination after we reconvene.
Hey, wait a second here!
And to be continued.
So, we're gonna stop it here? Nah. June 22nd, 12:04 p.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 3. Is it really true? About my aunt? I'm afraid so, Maya. There's no other way Annie could have killed Dr. Gray by herself. And under the circumstances, there's no one else other than your Aunt Morgan. Other than your Aunt Morgan. Huh? That's terrible! Why? Why would my aunt... Everything is going just as I predicted, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Ah! Miss Von Karma! Why are you doing this? Why are you trying to take revenge on Nick? Nick had nothing to do with what happened to your dad. Don't you have something better to be worrying about? Say, your own situation? Looking down on me, even though we're the same age.
Are you done yet? You've caused me enough pain and suffering.
Not yet. My goal is to defeat you and let the whole world know of your defeat. But even if you do that, it won't bring your father back. Whatever. In the meantime, let's bring this match to its conclusion. And then we'll know who the real winner is. Okay, bye. June 22nd, 12:10 p.m. District Court, Courtroom Number 2.
Court will now reconvene. Mr. Wright?
Yes, Your Honor.
Can you prove Miss Minnie had a motive?
Yes, I believe I can. Minnie and Dr. Gray have only one point of connection, and that is the car accident 1 year ago. The motive I'm looking for must be there. Miss Minnie, please testify to this court about your car accident last year. Huh? I thought, like, you wanted to, like, ask about my, like, motive. I, like, don't see the point in, like, bringing up the past.
Miss Minnie, if you please.
Okay. Like, I totally don't think it'll do any good, but... That was, like, last year in May. Like, something really bad had happened at, like, my sister's clinic around then. And, like, the night of the accident, my sis was totally tired while she was driving. I was, like, totally pooped too, so I, like, fell asleep in the passenger's seat. I, like, woke up because of a jolt, and, like, it was a sea of flames around me. I, like, opened the door and, like, got away.
I think I've heard of this incident. It was all the talk in the tabloid shows day after day last year. Yes, and there was talk of Dr. Gray drugging your sister.
Ugh! Those were merely rumors. Totally baseless gossip.
Yes. Mr. Wright, you may question the witness.
Right now, it's impossible to prove that Dr. Gray did, in fact, drug Miss Minnie's sister. Yeah. Which means I'll have to work this from another angle. And that angle is probably along the lines of Miss Minnie believing that he did. That's motive enough, even if he didn't actually do it. If she thinks he did it, that's motive. That was like last year in May. Didn't some sort of medical malpractice happen at your sister's hospital then? Yeah, like, that was in May too. Like, the thing with all the patients dying was like May 2nd. And like, our accident was like on the 24th. 2 accidents back to back. Do you assume it's just a coincidence? My sister was like totally tired, so that's why. Duh. Like, something really bad had happened at, like, my sister's clinic around then. That was the malpractice incident where 14 patients died, correct? Yeah. What was the cause of the mistake? Like, I heard it was because the medicines, like, got mixed up. Was that the fault of your sister, Minnie? Like, no way. Dr. Gray, like, wanted to blame it on my sis. That incident was nothing to do with our murder here. Besides, the police report has already documented that it was entirely Minnie's fault. Which means, as far as the real facts are concerned, Minnie is the one who made the mistake. But, like, it really wasn't my sis. And, like, the night of the accident, my sis was totally tired while she was driving. She was totally tired? You mean exhausted? Like, she had to talk to the police and, like, was being investigated, like, every day. It was, like, a totally terrible situation. It's no wonder, then, that the car accident happened, huh? So then, why didn't you ask to switch places? Huh? Like, what are you talking about? I meant switch drivers. If your sister was so tired, then you should have switched with her. True. But like, I don't, like, have a driver's license. That's bullshit and we all know it. This is news to me. I was not aware you didn't have your license, Miss Minnie.
Miss Minnie, please amend your testimony.
Like, okay, anyway. I was, like, totally pooped too, so, like, I fell asleep in the passenger seat. The accident happened at night, correct? Yeah, like, it was at, like, 1 a.m. or so, I think. I had, like, a paper due, like, really soon. So, like, I hadn't slept and was working, like, real hard. So it was because the two of you were so tired that the accident happened. I, like, woke up because of a jolt, and, like, it was a sea of flames around me.
And your sister? What happened to her?
I didn't see her. The car was, like, totally black, and there was, like, a ton of smoke. I, like, totally had, like, no clue what was going on. I, like, opened the door and, like, got away.
Please tell us about your escape in more detail.
I like, kept wanting to forget that time. So, like, I don't remember things about the accident in, like, detail anymore.
Well, it's alright. No need to push yourself.
I think I, like, gave an interview after the accident. Like, that would probably be the most accurate, you know?
If it's that article, then I've already got it.
I, like, didn't have my license, so, like, I couldn't take over driving for her.
Oh, really? Miss Minnie, that was a lame lie just now.
Like, what do you mean?
I know you had a license back then. This is a photo you took for the express purpose of getting a driver's license. What is the meaning of this, Miss Minnie?
That's right. Yeah, I had, like, a license, but I didn't get it until after the accident.
No, you had it. You had it at the time of the accident. Director Hottie, or the guy pretending to be him anyway, said so.
What? Are you talking about that perverted fake clinic director?
Yes, that perverted fake clinic director, and how did you know? Ow! No one cares! Witness, when did you receive your driver's license?
Like, last November.
What? November?
The accident happened last May. That's half a year lapse in time, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
What? Nah. That's what happened, Mr. Wright. At the time of the accident, Miss Minnie did not have a driver's license. Except she did.
Ow! Cry and my whip will accommodate.
Anyway, without a license and the witness and her sister could not have switched drivers.
I'm, like, glad you get it, but, like, even if I'd had my license, I don't think my sis would have, like, let me drive. Ow! Don't just stand there to yourself. Not you too, Mia. With the whip and the pain and the ow. And where did you get a whip anyway? Miss Minnie, why do you think you would not have been allowed to drive anyway? That's because...
I think the situation calls for more detailed testimony. Miss Minnie, if you please.
How annoying. Oops, sorry. Didn't mean to be mean. Around that time, I was, really close to getting my license. My sis was, this totally big fan of cars and, really valued them. She, had just gotten this really shiny, bright red sports car. She, would say things like, no way am I letting a noob drive my car. So, that's why I ended up in the passenger seat that night, too.
I see. Bright red car for sports. Now then, the defense may question the witness. Not terribly knowledgeable about cars, but... Yeah, that makes two of us, Phoenix.
Around that time, I was, really close to getting my license.
So what do you mean by really close?
I had one of those permit things I think that's what they're called. Permit. Wow, the big name lawyer boy doesn't even know what a driver's permit is? Well, this lawyer never had a permit. Ow! I ignore ignorance is to be whipped. What is with her? All she said in the last few minutes is utter nonsense. So, like, may I continue? And my sis was like this totally big fan of cars and like really valued them and junk. She valued cars? How much would you say she valued her car? Well, like, she'd flip out at like a drop of rain. And like, she would notice if someone like touched the car door with dirty hands. In that case, why bother taking the car out of the garage ever? Why did she take such special care of the car? How can you say that? It was a brand new spanking new car. New car? Like, you wouldn't want to like get it dirty, now would you, Mr. Lawyer? I would think that cars getting dirty is just another fact of life, but I guess people who really love cars think otherwise. Phoenix, try asking something more significant, all right?
Well, Miss Minnie, what kind of car was it?
She, like, had just gotten this really shiny, bright red sports car. It was a new car? Yeah. She had, like, just gotten it. It was, like, from the UK. Huh. Okay. I don't know much about cars myself, but I do know that UK cars are different from US cars. And I'm still kind of on the fence of whether or not this story takes place in Japan or some fictionalized United States. But if it's the latter, then my earlier theory about the sisters switching places might actually come into fruition here.
The UK? Were those her boyfriend's initials?
And it was a really special model. She had waited for a whole year for it to arrive. I guess her love of cars would be the obvious next topic. Really don't know anything about them, but I had a feeling this was bound to come up. Your Honor.
Yes?
Please have the witness append what she just said to her testimony.
You mean the part about it being a special import car?
Yes.
Well, if you like cars that much, then...
That's not my point. Though, to be honest, I don't know what the point is either.
Miss Minnie, would you please fix your testimony?
Sure, whatever. My sister's new car was like a totally special model from England. Miss Minnie, do you remember this article? It's an article about the accident. You had said this in it. But I opened the right door and like got out. And the driver's side door is on the right when it comes to UK cars. That's correct, isn't it? Like, why are you suddenly asking me about that? Your Honor, which side is the passenger seat, the left or the right?
Well, it's on the right side, of course, because the driver's on the left side.
That would be it if it were an American car. But it would be the opposite in a British car.
Opposite?
The two of them were riding in a British car. In that case, the passenger side would be on the left side. Ah!
Well, what do you mean by this?
Miss Minnie, you said that you had escaped using the right side of the door. But if you were sitting there, then that means you were in the driver's seat.
Order! Order in the court! Order! Order!
Order! Ah! Mr. Phoenix Wright is blabbering nonsense again. No, it's not. It's an actual fact. Shut the fuck up. Sit the fuck down. Innie said the person who was driving was her older sister, Mimi.
Excuse me?
That is what Innie said. Yes. But that is where her story falls apart. Somewhere, all of us made a big error in our assumptions. Phoenix, it looks like you finally found the real root of this murder. If we connected all the dots, there can only be one answer. I'd like to ask the court a question. Innie or Mimi? Who was really driving that night? And the answer is Innie, of course.
Well, why? Why would you say that?
Miss Innie just said so herself in her testimony. She said that she escaped the car. She had escaped the car from the right side door, which would have been where the driver's seat was. Ow! I'm inclined to feel sorry for a foolish fool who foolishly spends his time foolishly. At that time, Miss Innie had not yet received her driver's license. And that is why the accident happened. Hold it, Phoenix. Looks like you still don't see the real truth behind the accident. Oh no, I do. I'm just painting a picture. The real truth? Think outside the box. Isn't that what we always say? All right, one more time. We connect all the dots. There can only be one answer. I'd like to ask the court a question. Innie or Mimi? Who was really driving? The answer is the one person who had her driver's license. Mimi. After all, that makes her the only person who could legally drive.
But what you just said, the witness, Miss Innie, was the one in the driver's seat.
Which leads us to the next question. The next
Question?
Who is the person standing at the witness stand right now? What sort of idiotic ruse is this, Mr. Phoenix Wright? This witness's name. The witness's name is... I'll tell you what her name really is. This witness's real name is... Dun, 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 dun. Mimi. That is your real name. Objection! Of all the foolish dribble, then how do you expect her appearance? Plastic surgery. This witness had severe facial burns when she was admitted into the hospital. So for the purpose of facial reconstruction, the surgeons used a picture. Facial reconstruction surgery? This is the picture she gave to her doctors at the time. That's right. It's a picture of her younger sister.
No!
But Mimi, she died in the car accident.
That's what everyone thought. However, that's not the case. Then, the body they found at the crash site? That is the body of the real Innie. Isn't that right, Miss Mimi? That car accident 1 year ago. The one who died that night was Innie. Her sister, Mimi, then stole her face and was reborn as Innie. With this, she effectively erased Mimi's from existence. Your Honor, I'm sure you can now see why Mimi had to kill Dr. Gray.
What do you mean?
What is the meaning of this nonsense? Dr. Gray wanted to call back the spirit of a dead person. Specifically, the spirit of his nurse that died in the crash, Mimi. However, that would not have been possible, because Mimi was in fact still alive. And that fact could have been discovered at the channeling, had the channeling been conducted. So this witness had to stop that from happening. At all costs. And that's why she had to kill Dr. Turner Gray? Is that what you're saying? Yes. Before the channeling, Dr. Gray had the misfortune of consulting this witness about communicating with the dead. And in that moment, his fate was sealed. Well, Miss Innie, I mean Miss Von Karma. Ah! Why did you say my name just now? Looks like I've been unmasked. Witness? That's right. I admit it. My real name is Mimi. That quack doctor, he got what he deserved in the end. And I was so close to finally ditching Mimi, too. So close.
But why? Why would you go so far as to throw away yourself? To become your own sister?
Her reputation was also ruined. She couldn't go back to that. I think I understand why. Mimi Minnie wanted her old self to disappear because of this. But that's about the malpractice incident. Dr. Gray was right. The mistake was caused by the nurse. A nurse by the name of Mimi Minnie. That's right, the person standing before us today. And a few weeks after this mishap, Mimi Minnie had a car accident in which she lost her younger sister. The timing couldn't have been worse. 14 patients dying in that incident and her own sister's life extinguished. It was all too much to bear. I found a way for myself to escape it all. The only way. She lost everything in the flames of that accident. Her sister, and even her own face. This was her last chance. Her chance to throw away her past and start a new life as her sister.
Unbelievable. A plan beyond my wildest imagination.
That jerk. If only he hadn't thought of that channeling mumbo-jumbo.
Mumbo-jumbo?
Becoming Innie had been the most horrible experience in the world. Has been the most horrible experience in the world. Spirit channeling, the occult. I hate it. I hate it all.
I believe there are still a few unsolved riddles here, such as why did Miss Minnie choose to go with such a complicated plan? And why did Miss Morgan Fay agree to help her execute it? Regardless, I believe one thing has been made crystal clear.
The innocence of the defendant, Maya Fay. This is preposterous! I am perfect! Me, Franziska von Karma! I'm gonna enjoy the news tonight, Miss Von Karma. How about you? It's gonna be broadcast all over the world, right? Your defeat, that is. Ow! Oh! Ah! Ow! 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 Assault! 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 And one more for good measure. That was 3 more. Ow.
That's fair.
Phoenix! Hang in there, Phoenix! Phoenix! This court is a fraud! A sham! You're a sore loser. Get the fuck out.
Now then, looks like it will be some time before Mr. Wright regains consciousness. So I will go ahead and pronounce the verdict.
Not guilty.
That is all. This court is adjourned.
Ow. June 22nd, 3:13 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 3. Congratulations, Maya. Sis? Aw. It's good to see you, Maya. How are you doing? She literally just got accused of killing somebody in her first job. She just barely managed to avoid getting arrested for a crime, jailed for a crime that she didn't commit. So
Mixed feelings all around, I think.
Sis!
I
didn't kill anyone, did I?
No, you didn't. It was all just a dream. A really bad dream.
You know, sis, in my dream, I smelled a really familiar scent.
A familiar scent?
I was inside that clothing box, right? A box? That was the box you used to store your clothes in a long time ago.
That's right. There is still one thing I don't get.
What's that?
What would have happened if Mimi hadn't shot Dr. Gray? I mean, we broke in because we heard a gunshot. I think Mimi Minnie had planned to open the door to the chamber herself. And then you and Lotta would have witnessed quite a scene. A possessed Maya Fey who had just committed a murder. She had it planned down to the smallest detail, huh?
Nick!
Congrats, Maya.
Thanks! Looks like you bailed me out of another jam.
Well, you know.
But I really don't want something like this to happen ever again. I'm fine because I have you to help me out, Nick. But every time something happens, I lose someone special to me. First my sister, and now my aunt. Hey, Nick, tell me. Tell me why my aunt went and did something so horrible. Why would she help Mimi Minnie with a plan like that? I just don't understand it, Nick.
Maya, it's over. Why don't we just let it be?
Nick, please. I need an answer.
The reason Morgan helped Mimi with her plan was... I would assume it's Misty. But I don't see a picture of Misty.
Eventually.
Maybe it's Pearl?
Pearly?
4 years from now, a new master would be born into the Karain village. And that person will be you, Maya.
And?
But if you weren't there, then the main family's bloodline would disappear. And what would happen then?
Branch family. My aunt.
No. Morgan's spiritual power is too weak. The next person would be Pearl's.
Ah?
Everything was done for her sake. It was also that Pearl's would become the next master.
Yeah. I can see that.
Did Maya say something just now? I think that she was saying, I thought so. In other words, she had a suspicion, but she didn't want to believe it. Date and time unknown. Detention center. Solitary confinement, central cell number 13. My precious Pearl, you are the only one suitable to be the master of Karain, dear child. I sacrificed it all for you. I helped that brainless nurse carry out her murder and cooperated with that whip-happy prosecutor. It was all to unseat that annoying, witless Maine family girl, that Maya Fey. But I shall be patient, my dearest Pearl. A chance will present itself. Your time will come. And that is not ominous at all. And a new episode has been added, the Turnabout Big Top. Okay. So that's a thing. But, on that note, we've basically solved the mystery. Morgan Fey has been incarcerated along with Mimi Minnie. God, that name is hard to say. The stupid nurse, that's what we'll call her, the stupid nurse. So both of them have been incarcerated for their crime, and things seem to have gone back to normal somewhat. But the biggest victim in this, surprisingly, is actually not Maya, despite her feelings having been hurt in all of this, but it's actually Pearl. Because it will eventually have to find out what her mother did. And the poor kid's 8 years old. She's gonna be devastated. Even more so than Maya was at finding out that she was betrayed by her aunt. There is definitely a very good reason for Nick to have Pearl channel Mia's spirit so that she wouldn't have to witness this. But it's still very sad, and it's simply just delaying the inevitable. But the next episode seems that it's going to be kind of interesting, and I'm looking forward to finding out. But we won't be able to start that until next time. So until then, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like or subscribe. If not, leave a comment below letting me know what I can do to improve. And as always, until the next time, guys, ciao.